start early so that even if you get denied, you can still have time to reapply. I know we like hiding our travel information because of village people. According to what to do robotics, how will you be useful in Nigeria? I was hustling, like I literally hustled to be number one. It was like the end of the world, but it was not. I conquered. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Next thing I got was a slip that says, "Dear applicant, thank you for your interest in traveling to the United States. This is to inform you that you've been found ineligible for a non-immigrant visa under section 214B of the US." Then that was how I walked away. Like, you can't say anything, like there's nothing you can do. If you try to talk, they're like, they're done with you. Go, you are not qualified. So guys, that was how I left that day. I was ineligible. I was still feeling bad, but not like that bad. So when I now got out of the embassy, I was going to the car where my uncle parked. I was going to meet him. When I got there and I saw him, and he's like, "Yeah, how far?" Like I was like, they didn't give me. That was when I burst. Like, did I start crying immediately? I don't know if I started crying, but that was when it dawned on me that I've been denied a visa. I cried, let me not lie. I cried because I was feeling bad. I didn't want to talk to anyone. It was like all the time I spent to get admission, like the money, it was like everything came crashing, crumbling, and it was like the end of the world, but it was not. So guys, I felt really bad. Fast forward again, as my head strong, like strong head, I went again and paid another money and decided to go again. Yeah, we keep trying, we don't give up. Yeah, I went back. I scheduled another interview for, mind you, I was denied this visa in June, I think about June 12th, and I scheduled another one for July 21st, and I went back again. Nothing, what really changed in my two applications? Nothing really, but I think my sponsor, the way I presented it, like, I think that was the only thing. And my income, what I was earning, because I was working then, so I think I presented my income, like I think I finally wrote the amount I was earning. I'm not sure. I think, yeah, I just made slight changes. There was no major change in my application, so I went as I am, just as I am. So that was how I went back to. But this time around, guys, that was what changed. I refused Abuja. I was like, Abuja people have humiliated me, so I'm leaving you guys. I'm going to Lagos. So I changed my mind. I'm like, okay, I'm going to Lagos. Abuja people, I'm done with you guys. I'm going to Lagos. And that was how I landed in Lagos in July to attend my interview. Things didn't really, like, I think Lagos people, like, hey, the crowd in Lagos was really, I think it was higher than the one in Abuja. And the thing is, like, I still chose a time range between that 8, I think it was 9:45 a.m. So it's still between that same range with what I had previously. So that was how I was in Lagos. So you know the craziness in Lagos, I got there very early. Like, I went earlier than, you know, before hold up will jam me. Now the same old process of, you know, joining queue and getting screened, placing sticker on your this thing, like stay same process, and then you finally land yourself. I think Lagos one, you know how Lagos people like to hustle, like even to enter that queue, like people were just hustling and pushing each other. In Abuja, we did not push ourselves. I don't remember pushing, like we were not hustling. But in Lagos, sorry to say, they were hustling. I hustled my way too, and we got in. This time around, I did the norm, the biometrics, and it was time for interview again. This lady, she asked me, why did I choose this school? Why am I think, yeah, why did I choose this school? And she didn't even ask me about, did she ask me about my first application? I'm not sure she even said anything about it, but she didn't really give me time. Like, she didn't really say a lot of things to me before I could say Jack. The next thing is pink slip. I got another rejection. that was the height of it. At this point, I'm not sure I cried. Like, it's like I was not able, like my mind was stronger now. Like I was a pro in the business. Like I was a regular now. So I think I wasn't really bothered at that moment. And that was how I walked out of the embassy, feeling sad as usual. And I went home. It was later crying, like maybe 2-3 days later. That was when I was like, reality came. I was like, oh boy, this is real. Like I've been denied again. Like, do you know when I started hustling for this admission, like when I started this whole process, like a year, like it took me a year to put things together, like almost a year. Started somewhere in August 2017, processing this whole thing, and I started the visa work in June. So count it from August to June, like almost a year. Like it was like all my efforts, all my labors. Your labor shall not be in vain. Like that was when I knew that the person that said that thing was not mad when he said it. I didn't know what to do at this point. Let me be honest. Like I was like, I don't know. I didn't even mail my school. When they mailed me and told me how far you not coming again, because they had to like know if I'm coming or not, because I got funding from them, and they need to know if I'm going to still be coming, so that they can keep the funding for me or give it to another person. Like no time. So I couldn't even tell them at this point what I was feeling. So they mailed me eventually and told me that, okay, what happened? Like I told them sorry that and all that, and I told them the story that they're like, okay, but they can, that if I want, my school, they were really helpful. Like they really tried. They were encouraging me anyway, but they just told me that they cannot assure me of that I'm going to have that funding even if I try in future, whatever. There's something I forgot to add. Like the second interview, they asked me if the I-20 was a new one. I think, yeah, they asked me about that. Before I continue my story, I'm going to tell you to open up to people who are experienced, like people who have traveled before. Like talk to them. I'm not saying just go and tell anyhow, but like people that will just be encouraging with encouraging is necessary, but this time around seek professionals, not necessarily professionals, but people who have had experience in the past. Why am I saying this? Because after I was denied this 2 times, like I was ready to kind of open up to my boss, my madam in the office where I was working. Usually when I want to travel, I just tell her, madam, I need to travel for this. And she was thinking I was actually going for a job interview or something, like a better job, because I had just finished my NYSC and I was kind of retained there. I was working with them, but they knew that was not the best job for me. So she was thinking I was going for a better job interview or something. I didn't tell her it was true or it was false. I was like, mom, I used to call her mommy. Like I need to travel, so I need to travel to get some things done. And she's like, okay, fine. But this time around, when I came back after the second interview, I was really depressed. I opened up to her. I'm like, mommy, this is what I've been going for and it didn't click. And she's like, oh no. Like I told her about my phone and everything. I explained, like I just opened up to her. She's a good woman though, but you know, now you cannot be bringing your private matters to work and all that kind of thing. But it was time that I opened up, so I told her everything, and she's like, no, you're not stopping. Like you are going back again, you are going for that interview. Like I was like, wow. She encouraged me. So I was like, time was running out. We're already in July and school was to resume August. Orientations were meant to start August 15, 16. So you can see, like there was no, like the slots get filled quickly. Everybody wants to go to school, everyone is traveling, stuff like that. So like you hardly, that's one thing, try to book on time, like start early, so that even if you get denied, you can still have time to reapply. So that was my situation. Like I was checking the page all the time, but there were no really available slots, like the one that like there was nothing left in July again, let me just say that. And she said, you are going again. That she started giving me, like that was when my eyes opened. Like she started telling me about her own experience, like how she was rejected the first time. Like mind you, she was just going for vacation. Like this is somebody that is doing so well, like she doesn't need to go and stay in America. Like for what's she doing there? So she was just going for vacation and all, and they denied her. That was when it dawned on me, like who are you? Like, you can be denied. Even my uncle told me about some like notable people that were also denied. It's not like they don't have the money, like they were just going for vacation and all that. That was when I started having sense. Most of my sense started coming back, and she's like, even she went the second time, that one was kind of, she made a mistake on her form and they rejected her. Like, not like reject, but they didn't even let her to, like, she wasn't even interviewed, something like that. So you can imagine, 2 good times she went there and nothing happened. So she went the 3rd time. So who am I? Like, why shouldn't I go? Guys, that was the whole thing. She motivated me. What am I saying in essence? Try to talk to somebody that has travel experiences, somebody that can be able to help you. So don't be shy, you. At this point, I know we like hiding our travel information because of village people, according to us. So guys, now let's talk about the sweet experience. Last, so she said I was going, and she told me to do fine hair that actually look like a beggar, you know. She told me to wear a very nice hairstyle and all that. So guys, I made my hair. Yeah, I plaited this hair. I plait that. Then I wore one blazer like that, one of my old blazers. I just wore it to look more maybe corporate. I don't know what I was thinking. And I wore one smart skirt, and I wore my flat shoes. So guys, that was how I went for the interview. And this time around, there's one thing people used to say, that if they have denied you in Lagos, be going to Lagos again, don't go to Abuja. Like, if you are changing that, they will say you're desperate. Please forget it. If you try Abuja will not work for you, please, you can shift to Lagos. And if you tried Lagos and Lagos will not work for you, please feel free to shift to Abuja. Okay, in my own case, I tried Abuja first, it didn't work. I went to Lagos, it didn't work. Then I went back to Lagos. And this time around, what really changed is that nothing really changed on my application, but something changed about me, and that